The RPM on your YouTube channel is the single most important factor in determining how much money you make. It doesn't even matter how many views you're getting. If you have a super low RPM and a bad audience, it doesn't matter if you're getting tens of millions of views or 100 millions of views, you're still not going to get paid enough. So that is exactly why I'm going to show you how one faceless YouTube channel made me over $300,000. And just so you know this is fully legit, I'll go ahead and refresh it. And I'll even show you the bottom left in the settings. The currency is USD, which is where I'm from. And also another channel that I did these exact same tactics on were able to have $500 days and ultimately made $11,000 in its lifetime. The first thing we have to understand is what RPM is. RPM is essentially how much YouTube is paying you for every 1,000 views that your video in your channel gets. So right here for this example, I'm going to show you a video for a body cam channel that got 1.8 million views. And you can see the rest of the statistics and everything. But the only thing we care to look at are the views and the actual money that it made me. So 1.8 million views, and this video generated $7,800, and it's still getting views to this day. Now, what's interesting with this video is if we actually head to the revenue tab and we scroll down, you can see that the RPM, or what YouTube paid me for every 1,000 views that this video got, was only $4.26. Now, you might be looking at this and you're like, well, Chris, you almost made $10,000 from a single YouTube video, which you're not wrong. This is very good, and we definitely made a lot more money than expected. But the fact that this video is in a very good niche, which, like I just said, it's police body cam, it has almost 2 million views. This revenue should be closer to anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 because it's in a good niche, and the RPM should be a lot higher. And the actual reason why the revenue is not higher for this video is you can see the video got monetized September 1st, which the video was out way before September 1st and actually didn't even get monetized, or we didn't get paid for almost 500,000 views that this video generated. And that's because this video was the very first video on the body cam channel. So obviously we had to get the watch hours requirement, we had to get 1,000 subscribers, and we had to apply for monetization. So we're still technically missing out on, like I said, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 on this video, which would have resulted in a higher RPM. Now let me also show you this video right here that has 1.7 million views. Again, you can see the other statistics as well, but if you look at the revenue, it is nearly double than what this video previously I was telling you about. And you can see it even got 100,000 less views, yet it made $13,500. And again, if we go to the revenue tab and we scroll down, this video in particular has an $8 RPM, which is actually pretty good considering this niche is a kids-based audience. All right, so now I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to make almost $15,000 from a single YouTube video. And you can see I have these two videos that I just showed you side by side. You can see the views, the watch time hours, everything is pretty much the same except for when it comes to revenue. This one is nearly $14,000, the one on the bottom, and the top video with more views, actually 100,000 more views, made only $7,800. And you can even see right here the views again, and the RPM is nearly double on this video, even though it got 100,000 less views. And the first way of how to increase your RPM, and the reason why the bottom video actually made more money and was able to have a higher RPM, is because of the length of the video. The video that got 1.8 million views with the lower RPM, which is the body cam video, the average view duration was 8 minutes. And if you look at the average percentage viewed, it is higher than the bottom video. It's 46%, which is obviously a lot higher than the other one because the bottom one is only 25.7%. But if you look at the actual average view duration, the bottom video, the video where it's 33 minutes long and it made more money, they actually ended up watching longer inside the actual video. So just because the average percentage viewed is higher on the top video, if you look at the actual duration of the video, it's 17 minutes, which is pretty much half of this one because it's 33 minutes long. So longer videos equal more money, and it's that simple. Again, I'm showing you side by side. You can see it's not like this video got way more views. This video on top had 100,000 more views, and I still made half less money. The video with 100,000 less views made more money simply because the video is longer. It has less watch time hours, less subscribers gained. All of the stats are less except for the revenue. It's higher, and it's simply because, again, if we scroll up right here, I even show you the retention graph. I show you everything. It's simply just because the video is twice as long and people on average stayed to watch longer. It doesn't even matter about the average percentage viewed, even though on paper, the top one, the body cam channel, looks better because it's almost 50%, which is great. They didn't end up actually watching longer in the video, so therefore there's a bunch of money missed. That's honestly the first way and most important thing, is just making longer videos. Now, I'm not saying sacrifice quality and actually like your editing skills just to make a longer video, right? If you have a really good video and it's 10 minutes long, don't just try and decrease the quality and extending it to 12, 15, even 20 minutes. If you can put a really solid video together and it's 10 minutes long, then keep it like that. But for most people, and if you're actually wanting to make thousands of dollars, like 5 to 10K plus a month with YouTube and faceless channels, then it's important that you make longer videos because people want to watch longer videos anyways. Now, number 2 is something that I have to go really in depth with. So if you're not paying attention, make sure you're locked in now because audience matters. Here's the video with 1.8 million views. This is the body cam channel, and this is the analytics on the audience and the age range. And here's the video with 1.7 million views, which was a kids type channel. So now let me break down the YouTube formula and how it actually works. Because again, we already know what the RPM is. It's how much YouTube pays you, but how do we actually increase that? What does that even mean? Where are these analytics and where are are these numbers coming from? So the best way to explain the YouTube RPM formula is basically who's watching equals how much you get paid. And now again, make sure you're locking in because I'm going to break this down. Viewers with money equals higher RPMs because advertisers are willing to spend more when the people watching can actually buy what they're selling. If adults with jobs see the ad, there is a higher chance that they'll spend money, so advertisers are able to pay you more per 1,000 views that your video gets. That's why high kid audience channels equals lower RPMs, because to simply put it, kids usually don't have their own money to spend. Usually they have to ask their mom, their dad, their grandparents. They have to ask somebody with an actual job that's older to spend the money for them. So if you have a higher kid audience channel, you're going to have a lower RPM, which means you need more views to get the same amount of money. Same thing with viewers in countries where people make less money. For example, India, Brazil, Philippines. If you make videos with no specific audience and you try and target the world, yes, you will probably get more views, but your RPM is going to average that out. That's why when you see shorts channels and they're getting hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of views a month, on paper, it looks good. But if you go to their comments, if you actually had their analytics to see their audience, it's going to be 50% Brazil, 30% India, which means our RPM is going to be complete shit. So high kid based audience channels or countries where people make less money, you're going to have a lower RPMs because they have less buying power, which means advertisers aren't going to make as much of a return, which means that advertisers have to pay you less for 1,000 views that you get. And to break this down further, the video with 1.7 million views that generated $13,500, this is the audience right here. Now, this is a kids based channel, but if you look at it right here, a lot of these kids are actually using their parents' phones. Now, I'm not going to leak the channel, but it says that it's from anywhere from 25 to 34 and then 34 to 44. That's around like 70 to 80% of the total audience, but it's because these kids are using their mom or dad's tablet, phone, computer, TV to watch. They're using their parents' account. So even though the kid is actually watching this, I'm able to get a little bit of a higher RPM because most kids don't really have their own YouTube channel. And if they do, it's to like learn the ABCs, like something that's like actually kid based. This is just like kid friendly content. And then in the police body cam channel, this is obviously something that people my age watch and people even older. So you can see the younger audience, 13 to 17, 18 to 24, there's only maybe 6% of that. Most of my viewers are 25 years old plus, and you can see even 65 years plus, almost 13%, which means that on average, these videos and this channel overall is going to have a higher RPM because look at this, 21% is on average 25 to 34, 22% is 44 years old. And what do these people have? They have bank accounts, they have savings, they have jobs, they have money to spend on advertisers that are on my videos, which means the advertisers are going to want to spend more money because they're seeing more money when they spend more money. It's a pretty simple formula. In conclusion, you need to get into a niche where the main audience is in the USA and that they're an older audience. That way your RPMs are higher. And if you're able to do that, in addition to making longer videos and having them anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes, it's going to pay extremely well. And if you've made it this far, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. But before I do that, comment the word cookie so I know that you actually made it this far. Here's the secret. When your RPMs are higher, you don't need as many views to get paid. So if your goal is to make $5,000 a month, where typically on a channel, you need around 1 million views. If you're in a high RPM niche, your audience is good, they're mainly from the USA, then you really only need a few 100,000 views, maybe 300,000 to 400,000 views to make that $5,000. Where originally, if you didn't watch this video and you didn't understand it, how it works, you would need anywhere from 1 million to maybe 1.5 million views. So you don't need a crazy amount of views to get paid. So if you found this video educational and you learned something from it, go ahead and drop it in the comments what you actually learned. And if you want to apply with me one-on-one and you want to get results similar to this, I can't guarantee anything, but you obviously know that I'm in the game and I've been doing it for a while. Then click the first link in the description and it's going to be a type form. It takes 30 seconds to complete. And if I think that we can work together, I'll go ahead and reach out to you.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com. And do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.